Okay, last January 30, I have posted grade 1 section 11 explanation of pips, spread and leverage, in which I already uploaded the explanation of pips and points. And on that video, in case you haven't watched it, dyan nyo po makita kung bakit mabilis kumita sa Forex at bakit din mabilis din kayong mawala or you will lose your money. See, that's the explanation, the pips and the points. Now, the continuation of this is the leverage, which is I'm going to explain right now. I'm start with the spread, the leverage, and the trade size, and the margin call. Kasi napaka-importante naman po. Now, in choosing a broker, these are the things. This is one of the most important things to consider, which is the leverage. It's because you have to set up your account, and of course you will also know the trading size and the margin required, or else magka-margin call kayo, which is that's one of my fatal error last December, margin call. So let's proceed. First, I'm gonna start on spread. What is spread? Actually, if you're gonna search it on Google, they will explain it to you. However, what I'm going to show you is the effect, right? Ano ang mangyayari, no, sa trading mo? Paano to nakakadulot ng nakaka-apekto sa trading, no? Now, as for me, if you are trading on the platform, like kagaya dito, or let's access the FX4 platform, if you're trading directly from that, and I mean you are studying or analyzing the chart directly from the platform, hindi po talaga makaka-apekto or konti lang maapektuhan. Pero if you are just like me, I'm using TradingView, dito makaka-apekto ang spread, diba? So the spread is just the buy and the sell. Like pag sinabi ng broker is ang spread nito is 1 pip, so ang buy nito is 1 pip ahead and ang sell nito is 1 pip lower. So however, sa ganitong sitwasyon sa atin, like this one, particularly in GBP USD, no? Example, you already created an analysis and you're really sure na dito it will bounce back, diba? Kasi ito na po yung trend line. Anyway, we have talked about this trend line already in my previous video. So dito, for example lang, no, your analysis is trend line kasi ito and you're very sure na it will bounce back. Diba? So, ang gagawin nyo, gagawa na kayo ng plano, no? You will trade for up kasi magba-bounce back nga. So, at exactly this price, so nakikita nyo dyan, 1.24833, you traded. Gusto nyo mag-trade ng dyan price at ang take profit nyo is itong tinatawag natin na resistance. Diba? So, ngayon, saan nakaka-apekto ang spread? Nakaka-apekto po ang spread if you're using a chart for your analysis. Bakit? Kasi dito sa chart, wala kasing nakalagay na spread. Sometimes in brokers, lalo na pag holidays or weekends, malalaki ang spread nila. Now, sample sa GBP USD, no? Hindi natin alam, hindi natin tinignan yung spread ng GBP USD. Yun pala, ang spread ng GBP USD is 10 pips. So, pag nag-trade kayo, like dito sa chart nyo, nakita nyo, oy, maganda to na position, itong 1.2483. So you start to trade. Pero hindi nyo nakita na yung GBP USD nyo may spread na 10 pips. So, from here, ang mangyayari po dyan, pag sinabi ng broker na ang spread is ganito, so, nag-start po kayo ng 1,248,930. Yan po, kasi yan ang 10 pips. There. Dito nag-start ang trade nyo. Diba? So, dito sa chart, which is malaking diferensya talaga, di ba? Supposedly, you will start here. No? Pero hindi nyo namalayan, 10 pips pala ang laki ng spread. So, ang mangyayari, pag take action nyo, pag take ng trade nyo, dito siya maipapasok. Diba? Diyan siya maipapasok. So, ang nangyari, medyo maliit na lang ang natira na kukunin mo na take profit. Yan na lang ang natira. Diba? Instead, ang plano nyo is kukuha ng ilan ba to? From here to there, that's around 40, yeah? 39 pips, 40 pips, 39 to 40 pips, yan yung plano nyo. Ang nangyari kasi may spread na 10 pips at nung pag-trade nyo, pumasok yung trade nyo dito na yan kasi yung buy niya na spread. So, ang mangyayari is kokonti lang, 28 pips lang ang makukuha nyo. Then sometimes, mahirap po talaga ng ganito pag medyo malaki ang spread. So, that is why sa mga scalper, no, pinipili nila yung broker na maliit ang spread, and normally, if gusto niyo na maliit ang spread, choose an ECN account or ECN broker. No, you just have to Google that one, what is ECN. And yan po, yeah, that's yan ang nakakaapekto sa spread on trading, sa trade natin. Diba? Dito kasi sa TradingView, wala pong nakakalagay yan. So, you have to know. Before you trade, you have to know, no, ilan yung spread niya. Kung kaya lang ba, maliit lang ba, or pasok ba sa analysis nyo. Now, let's go for leverage. Okay. Ang leverage, basically lang po, napaka-basic lang po. Ang leverage is just your trading power. Yun lang po. Like example dito, yung capital nyo is $20 and yung leverage nyo is 1:500. Kumbaga, sabi niya, kaya mong bumili ng ganito na amount na gold. Example lang ha, with this $20 lang. Kasi naka-leverage kayo ng 1:500. Diba? Yan yung ibig sabihin ng leverage. Now, the question is, paano ito at bakit ito ang isa sa importante na tinitingnan nyo at ang pag-set up nyo ng account nyo. No? In setup, kayo po talaga ang bahala mamili if you want 1:500 or 1:100. However, during setup, or during you choose a kind of leverage, please, kasi nagbabago-bago to, please, titingnan nyo yung trade size na pwede nilang bibigay at yung required margin. Ano yung trade size? Meaning, yung trade size, ito yung 10 cents ba per pip or per point or $1 pa. Sometimes kasi, having this kind of leverage, like dito, specifically in Simple FX, nag-leverage ka ng 1:500 and $20 lang yung capital mo, yes, trading power mo is kaya mong bumili ng ganyan, kaya mong mag-trade ng ganyan. However, kinokontrol ka sa trade size. Yan. Diba? Kinokontrol ka sa trade size. So, parang wala rin. Diba? But then again, not all brokers are like this. You have to find also if they mag-leverage ng ganito, ilan ba yung trade size na ibibigay nila. Now, example with this one, ang trade size niya is 0.01. So, sa $20 na capital mo, ang trade power niya yan. Napakalaki, no? Pero, ang trade size mo is 0.01. So, if we will calculate that, that's around 1 cent per point. Dito yan ha. 1 cent per point dito sa Simple FX. Kasi Simple FX, as you know, they are trading in the 5th decimal place, that is the points. no? Hindi yung pips na fourth decimal place. Now, dito, balik tayo sa leverage. When your leverage is 1:500, yes, malaki ang trading power mo. But then again, hanggang 0.01 lang naman ang trade size mo. So, ano problema nito? Like, example, like kumita na kayo, lumaki na yung kwan nyo, no? Naging 25 na. Hindi pa rin kayo pataas like this one. Increase natin ng 0.02. Nakita nyo? Yan. Hindi na. So, sinasabi to, account trade power is too low. No? So, ang solution dyan is it's either dagdagan mo yung capital mo or i-change mo yung trade size mo. Yan. 0.01 yan. Ina-accept nila. Now, eto rin. Aside from the trade size, diba? The leverage can affect the trade size and the margin. Aside from the trade size, required talaga, no? You have to know also the margin. So, what is the margin? Margin lang po is ganito pagkaintindi, no? As much as I could, I will explain it to the simplest form. If you have a 1:500 and what they allowed is only 0.01, meaning ang margin mo required sa iyo is 2.16. Okay. So, let's go sa chart, diba? Okay. Now, dito sa chart, no, example, nag-trade kayo dyan. Boom. Tapos take profit yung nandito. 0.01. Ang mangyayari, sa capital nyo na $20, no, $20, no, ang gagawin ng broker, kakaltasan niya ng ano? Kakaltasan niya ng 2.16. Meaning nakaltas, i-reserve niya yan yung amount. Kasi yan yung required na dapat pondo na sinasabi sa capital mo. Now, paano ito mag-apekto sa trading mo? Like example, if your trade is going up, ang nangyari hindi pa tumaas. Ang nangyari bumaba. Ganon, bumaba siya ng ganon. Like dito, ito. Example, ito, dito tayo nag-trade, no? Tapos, ito yung take profit natin. Pero, nung nag-trade tayo at this size, kung makikita nyo, bumaba pa. Diba? Diba? Example lang ha, ito yung stop loss. So, yung pagbaba nito, syempre, kumakain na yan. Nag-negative na. Kumakain na yan ng account nyo. Diba? So, sa $20, no? Example lang, $20, pagbaba niya dito, kaya ba yung $20? Take note, kinaltasan na kayo ng 2.16. Diba? 2.16. So, ang natitira nyo na lang sa account nyo is 18. When I said kaltas, pondo lang yun ha. Babalik niya lang nila yun pagkatapos mo ng trade. So, you only have $18 as ang mangyayari. You have only $18 na span, no? You have only $18 na makakagalaw kayo. So, pag ganito, bumaba siya at inabot yung $18 at ang natira na lang ng pondo mo is yung margin, di ba? So, nakuha na lahat yung $18, natira na lang yung 2.16 which is pinondo mo. Ang mangyayari dyan, it's either they will stop your trade. Yun ang masakit. Diba? Kasi, hindi tinamaan yung stop loss mo kasi mababa pa. Pero dahil ubos na yung natira, kinaltasan nila ng pondo, ubos na yung $18 since $20 lang yung nilagay mong puhunan at naubos yun dahil nga bumaba pa. No? So, liliit na yung value ng money mo at yung value ng money mo is wala na. At umabot na ng margin, boom, hihinto yung trade nyo. Then you automatically lose even hindi inabot yung stop loss. Diba? Yun ang mangyayari dyan. That's for the margin. Now, kaya, in choosing a broker talaga, you have to know the margin required, and the trade size. O dito, tingnan mo. Pag in-increase ko, kailangan yung margin mo is 4.31. Diba? Diba? Now, papansin mo, if we decrease the leverage at yan, 1:100, ang margin naman niya is 10. So, from your $20, kakaltasan niya, kukunan niya ng pondo na $10. So, ang natitira mo, parang breathing area mo na space is only $10 na tira. Kasi nga, $20 ang capital mo. Mangyayari dyan, pag ganito ang sistema sa trade mo, bumaba pa, syempre liliit yung pera mo, liliit hanggang inabot niya yung $10 na lang at nag-margin call ka. So, mag-stop yung trade. No? Actually, mag-i-email pa yan sila, pero pag consistent ka na nagma-margin, yun. Pag wala kang maidagdag sa capital mo, or hindi mo liitan yung trade size mo, lagot. I-stop nila yan. So, it is very important po na pag set up nyo ng leverage nyo, malalaman nyo rin yung required margin niya at yung trade size. Diba? Now, to be exact, no, punta po tayo dito sa sama to. Yan, this one. This is FX Pro. So, makikita mo dito, yan, pip value is 10 cents. Ito po yung 10 cents pip value. So, meron siyang kaltas na commission, tapos ito yung margin nila. Diba? So, kailangan from your capital, popondohan, kukunin yung $10 mo as pondo, no? In case yan that's their required talaga. Then, anong natira mo, yun na lang yung breathing area mo. Kumbaga, yun na lang yung perang pwede mong i-trade. Now, if the bigger your trade size, like dito, no, yung trade size mo is like 50 cents, punta tayo ng $1. Yan, $1 per pip. So, kailangan yung margin mo is 100. Yan. So, ibig sabihin, if yung capital mo is 100, ay hindi po talaga pwede yan. Kasi nga, margin mo na lang is 100. So, hindi ka pwede mag-trade ng $1 per pip. It's either babaan mo yung trade size mo. So, that's how it affect. So, hopefully po, malinaw. If you do have question or mabilis lang po talaga ako, pasensya na po. Pero if you do have question about this, please comment lang po or PM. So, what is important is pinakita ko yung effect nito. So, as a broker, alamin nyo yung leverage, no? At required, bawat leverage meron yung mga required margin at yung trade size. Yan, diyan naglalaro, no? So, you have to know that, no? Para malaman nyo maganda ba to, or okay ba to, or kaya nyo ba. Diba? So, that's it. As again, this is one of the important to know when trading, the leverage, the trade size, and the margin. And para hindi kayo ma-margin call, dapat sa pag-trade nyo pa lang, alam nyo na. Diba? No? Kasi, as we all know, sometimes hindi yan dediretso sa plano mo ang market. Sometimes bababa pa lang yan, kagaya nito, bumaba bago siya umakyat. So, ganyan ang nangyayari. So, pagbaba, kaya ba ng margin mo? Yun ang tanong. So, that's it po. Maraming salamat.